fancy. So welcome everybody to the first of hopefully many Big Talk with Kelly and Susan. I'm Kelly Burke.
And I'm Susan Edmonds.
And we're here as a fun little way to bring content to the SF Big community. And hopefully everyone will have a little bit fun around it. So first things first, I want to thank our sponsors. And SF Big has a few annual sponsors: Verizon Media, Quantcast, Wall Street Journal, the Barron's Group. And then we have our big, bold partners, which is MIQ, Playbook Media, Mediasmith, and Spotify. Any of you who've known me when I have been on stage at an SF Big event, I have to remind everyone how important sponsorship is to us. We are a volunteer-based organization. Our membership dues are not that much. So our sponsors really make a big difference here. So a little bit about our show. We are just going to talk about a few things going on in our industry first, and then every time we're going to have the same format. We will pick one topic to do a bit of a deep dive on. So let's kick off with some big news of the week with Susan.
Yeah, just in the news today, coming up this week and in the future, big news, Oscars are actually not going to be a Zoom event. So Kelly, we can't wear our pajamas to this event. So
Bummer.
I know they're requiring in-person participation, and if anyone has any random ad budgets still laying around and needs to spend them, average 30-second spot is going for $2 million. Also, sorry, go ahead.
You know, the $2 million, I feel like that's been the cost of a 30-second spot, or, you know, hovering right around there for a while. And it seems odd on a year where people barely know any of the movies that are out there because of, you know, that they would still be going for that much.
Well, originally the Oscars were supposed to air in February, and they pushed them back a little bit to make this an in-person event. So I think maybe they're trying to create some more demand for live television, and maybe the ratings are going to be higher. I mean, I don't know if Godzilla and King Kong are going to make it into the Oscars this year.
I hope not. Sorry, fans. Sorry.
Hey, I watched it. I give it maybe 1/2 thumbs up. Next on in the news today, Domino's, Kel, is now a tech company. Not sure if you know this. But they, I know, pizza, technology.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so they actually just broke the Houston market and are actually doing seamless robots delivery of Domino's pizza. So there's no contact with humans. They're testing this out. You know, it's a really cool idea. You know, we heard Amazon was going to be doing the drone dropping of packages. Domino's is going in to see if they can have an automated pizza delivery machine.
Okay, I'm dying about this. Amazon, I totally get. How do you deliver a hot pizza by robot? How, like, what? Some skateboarder is going to go by and take it.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I feel like when I'm walking the dogs are going to, like, jump on this, like, robot and, like, break it down to get that pizza.
Yeah. So, okay, well, this is an interesting thing to look out for, so thank you.
Yeah, can't wait to see the results from that. Also, big news in the industry, Gum Gum just got a second round of funding of $75 million. Party time.
Wow.
Yeah, big party, it sounds like. They're expanding their contextual capabilities, given with the whole cookieless world that we're running into, and, you know, IDFA, all that good stuff about data and privacy. So congrats to Gum Gum. That's awesome news to them, getting $75 million in funding.
Susan, remember when we used to go to parties?
I know. Maybe with that 75 million, they could throw a back to non-COVID life party.
Yeah.
Just a thought, Gum
That's
Gum.
what I was thinking. Whenever the companies used to get funding, it would be like, woohoo, party!
Oh, better yet, maybe they could become a sponsor of SF Big.
There you go.
It's a high ROI.
I love it. Good job.
Next up is there's a rebrand with Entercom. So Entercom, Radio One, and all of its properties have rebranded, and their new name is Odyssey. Very exciting for them. They're going to have one label going out of the park. It's, you know, their way to compete against iHeart, Spotify, you know, the big conglomerates. They used to have 4 or 5 brands underneath the Intercom name, and Intercom's done, gone away with. It's Odyssey now. And the next big
Wow. Well,
news,
yeah.
well, it's a combination of audio and what I understood is Odyssey, the, you know, Homer adventure, or that book that Homer wrote with the Odyssey.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm excited for them. Can't wait to see what comes out on their radio, or their, I guess it would be podcast upfronts coming up. So we'll see what it's entailed for them. Also really exciting news, Kelly, as Kelly and I both have worked for the Publicis Group at one point in time, they just struck a deal with the Trade Desk. They are actually ingesting and partnering with their Epsilon data company that Publicis just bought 2 years ago for $2 million. So Epsilon data is actually going to be available within the Trade Desk. Very exciting times for them.
Yeah, that is kind of, I mean, for those in this industry, that is huge news, actually.
I mean, during COVID, there's a lot of money going around right now.
Yeah. Yeah, the Epsilon deal was done after I left Optimedia. So that was huge. Wasn't that like $4 billion?
It was $2 billion, I think. Well, 3 or 4. Oh. I mean, it's just a rounding error.
Billion.
Yeah, money I don't have.
Me neither.
Yeah, sorry. But very exciting things happening in the world of the industry this week and last week. But before we get into this, what we're about, our topic, please feel free to post any comments, questions, and Zach and Aiden will let us know what's going on. Yeah.
So I guess I'll take over and talk a little bit about mentorship.
So what are we going to talk about, Cal?
So we're going to talk about mentorship. And the reason why I picked this as our first topic is because the BARC SF Big Mentorship Program is launching on May 4th. I am one of the co-chairs. So I have been kind of headfirst into all things mentorship these days, and which I absolutely love. If you know me, you know this is like hugely important to me. So we're looking for mentors. We're looking for mentees. Even if you want to just be a program volunteer, if you know anyone who wants to get into the advertising or marketing industry, or if you want to be a mentor, please, 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 please let us know. You can email us at mentor@sfbig.org if you want to get involved, or just go onto the BARC website or the SF Big website, and you'll find us.
So why is this so important to you, Kelly? Like the whole mentorship program?
Well, yeah, so I think it was because when I first started out, I started at great advertising, huge advertising agency in New York City, most of you know. And there just wasn't mentor, that didn't exist there. And I have to be honest, like most places I worked didn't have a mentor program. And because I went through that at Gray, and I loved Gray, and my first boss, Patty McNeil, I just adored her. Like I would say she was definitely, like, she helped mentor me in those moments, but there wasn't a true mentor, someone like, you can't tell your boss that you're thinking about leaving. You can't, you can't tell your boss all the things.
You also can't tell your boss, like, hey, what would you do in this situation between job A or job B?
Right. Yeah. And most agencies, or pretty much wherever I worked, I always, if they didn't have a mentor program, I did it externally. I found one, or I started one. So I've really always been involved, and it's just very near and dear to my heart. And anyone who's worked for me knows this about me as well.
Is this the second or third year you guys have been doing this?
Oh gosh, no, it started, I think it started in 2010.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I did it. I remember I mentored in 2011. That was the first time I participated in this program, and now I run it.
Well, I think it's really, really important. I've had a similar career path as you. Like, you get in the industry, you grow up, you can tap certain people to ask for advice, and really understanding that some of your bosses are not going to be your mentors. They're there to, like, direct you in the job that you need to get done. but there are going to be people through your path in life that you can definitely rely on, and get advice from, whether it's a colleague, a friend, a business associate. It's really key and crucial. And I know that had I had like a strong mentor or mentor early in my career, maybe my path would have been different. Who knows? But I think it's awesome. I think this is a great program that everyone should take advantage of.
Yeah, and the whole thing about, you know, not having your boss be your mentor, I mean, it doesn't, it's not like a hard and fast rule, but when it's someone who's managing you, it's task oriented.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just they're looking for success for the project, for the client, whatever it is. But when you're a mentor, it's about the success of their mentee.
Definitely. And I also,
so
yeah, I mean, I definitely think that no one is thinking about your career as much as you are. So your boss isn't, your coworkers aren't. Like, it's all about you. And in some ways, like, you have to be your own advocate. So I think this is one of the most amazing programs that you're launching that I think everyone should take advantage of.
Thank you, Susan. I agree.
I do. I really think it's great. And actually, I'm going to sign up and be a mentee. No, mentor. I don't know. I get them always wrong.
Well, I mean, you have been a mentor.
Yeah, I have. Unofficially. I didn't even realize it until one of my past clients reached out to me on International Women's Day. And I have to say, it like made my heart swoon. But, you know, over the years, I've seen her grow in her career and progress and, you know, just gangbusters. And she's always come to me at the table with a couple ideas. But on International Women's Day and Wednesday, in February, she mentioned that I was her, like, you know, mentor, and that, you know, she really appreciated all the advice that I gave her, the pros, the cons, and how I had her look at different situations as she got into it. And so I've done it just not in an official capacity, just as, because I care about people and I want people to succeed in life. And so, you know, that's, you know, I think it's a great program.
I find that especially commendable for you. And you were a salesperson calling on an agency person, and that agency person then contacted you for guidance and support.
For sure.
So, I mean, that is, I mean, like I said, commendable to you. That's like, you should be proud of yourself, and it's amazing. It says a lot about the relationships that you make in your world.
Thank you. You know, I honestly have to, you know, attribute that to some of the people that I've worked with, that, you know, our business is very finite. It's very limited, you know, making relationships and building them is really what is key. And like, you know, my investment in her is actually personal. Like, I want to see this person succeed. They're not just a client. Like, you want to see their career growth. And like, I think it's really cool to see them rise up from an assistant planner to supervisor to media director, and, you know, maybe they'll be my boss one day.
Right?
It's possible.
Absolutely. Of course it's possible. Yeah, I mean, and the unofficial thing, I do a leadership course, and I always say, like, have a secret mentor. You don't have to tell the person, you know, you don't have to make it like official, will you be my mentor? In our mentor program, it's that way. Mm-hmm. This is a specific program, but you know, if you want someone to mentor you, just go ahead and go about it. Make it official if you'd like. I mean, if I were to ask everybody to raise their hand and who has John Durham as their mentor, half of the industry or more would raise their hands, me being one of them.
And I bet you people would be like, he's not your mentor, he's my mentor.
Exactly. That is exactly what they say, you know. But like, when my best friend, my mom, my dad, my brothers, when I talk about my mentor, it's Mr. John Durham.
Oh, yay. So speaking of John Durham, what makes a good mentor?
So a good mentor, I mean, I think that the main thing is, one thing I mentioned before, is the success of the mentee is your number one priority.
Okay.
You have to have time. That is huge. If you're going to go and be a part of this young person's life, you have to make the time from them. You really can't do a mentor thing half-assed. You have to challenge them. You have to, you have to like your own job. This is huge. if you are in a miserable situation, it's so hard to mentor someone when you're not loving your own world. Not to say again that it can't happen, but when you're in a happy place, you like to share that energy. So if you have the energy of like hating what you do, no matter what you think, that energy is going to come off. You come off as jaded. You'll have opinions about, oh, like if I was, having a horrible time at one of the ad agencies I worked at and I was mentoring someone and I was like, yeah, you shouldn't work at an agency and work at,
Yeah.
you get, not that that would be said, but yeah, those are, and I think it's also important to mention what's good, what makes a good mentee.
Yeah.
Because that's important. You can't half-ass that either. You have to really, really want this guidance and this support, because a lot of these mentorships, they last your career, Mr. John Durham. They really do. And so you have to be curious. You have to take risks. You have to be ready to challenge your mentor if you disagree, and not be afraid to disagree. And just basically be a spud, respect their time. That is huge. And I know this happens a lot in our mentor program, where the mentors have said, my mentee blew me off, a couple times or whatever. And I get it, we're all busy, but especially as a mentee, and of course as a mentor as well, but respect each other's time. And if there is a meeting, please stick to that meeting.
Is the mentor-mentee program, is it structured? Like, can you give us like a quick 5 minutes or a quick, 2-minute rundown of like, is it for the lifetime? Is it, how does like,
oh yeah
like, and also how do you align mentee and mentors? Do you have to be in like the same area?
Yeah, so thank you, because this is basically Bay Area. This program is Bay Area, although we did have a conversation, just because of COVID and everything, we had to do it all virtual last year. And we don't know like if it's because we started when it wasn't COVID.
Okay.
Right. So we got everybody, and we had everybody paired before. So now going into it, knowing that at least the first few meetings are going to be Zoom, we just ahead of time, we were like, should we open this up to, Levima, because it is, all virtual right now. So do we open it up to a sister club and say, do we want to build this even bigger? But for right now, it's Bay Area. Usually we like to have mentors be at least 10 years in the business, 10 years and over. So that's something. I make them fill out a fairly long questionnaire. And I ask them really important questions about what they want out of it, what they're looking for in their career, what city are you living in, and where are you willing to take meetings, hopefully in person soon. And it's actually really funny. We have like index cards, and like pink for mentees, blue for mentors, and we go through all of the things that they've filled out on the survey, and we try to match them based on what the mentors have said they would love to give and the mentees have said that they would love to receive. So that's how we go about pairing them all.
Okay.
And, hopefully, and, obviously it doesn't work perfectly all the time, but I know that this last group, there are some lifers, mentors, mentees, pairs. There's some lifers out there for sure.
And if I wanted to become not just a mentor, but if I wanted to do like mentee as someone that's more senior in my career, are there options for someone to help guide me as well? Like if we have people that are coming in with 10 plus experience that want to be a mentee with someone maybe that has 15 or 20 years experience, like a John Durham.
Yep. You know what? We've been talking about different ways, how to take care of all different people. But right now, anybody can come in. I recently, one of the, actually two, I think, of the applicants, if you will, have said they want to be both mentor and mentee because they're mid-career and they have a lot to offer as a mentor, but they also want to be mentored by someone. And it's funny because there are a couple of mentors that have said in their survey that if there is anyone mid-career, not just a youngster, they would be happy to take them on as well. So the answer is yes, this happens, but we're also thinking about different ways that we can expand this mentorship program. And, you know, like we talked about doing it for the schools.
Okay.
You know, for like graduating seniors, and like have it, you know, a student mentor program. And then we talked about, well, what if someone what if someone's, you know, only been in the industry a few years, but they're older, like how do you work all that out? So we're figuring it all out.
Okay.
But yeah, yes is the answer.
Oh, well, so we have I have a question coming up. Someone actually asked if students could look into breaking into marketing, would they be able to be part of the mentee program?
Yes.
And do you have to be
right now we have students.
Okay. And so then do you have to be employed in our industry to be in the mentee program?
You don't have to be employed in our industry at all, but just know that all the mentors are in our industry.
Yeah. And they come from SF and BARC.
Yeah. So SF Big, no, I mean, they come from, you know,
they come across okay.
Bay Area.
Bay Area. Okay.
But they're all in marketing and advertising.
Okay. Yeah. So
actually,
probably wouldn't make sense for someone in finance as a college student that wants to stay in finance that may not like, it might not be the right fit for this mentee program, but someone in like marketing, communications as a young person.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Exactly. That is exactly it. And you know, we have enough array of people and different experiences to match everybody.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Okay. And looks like we have another question from Luke. He wanted to know if he had to be a member of BARC or SF Big to be in the program.
No, you don't. You don't have to be a member. However, like I said,
we encourage.
It'd be really great if you would become a member and support SF Big. But no, you don't have to. No, just the industry.
Okay. And I think we might have addressed this, but I have a question from Ellen. How long is the program?
Oh, so the program is 5 months. And we meet on May 4th for the first time. And then it's like basically every 4 weeks after that. So once a month we meet as a full group. And then the mentor-mentee pairs are expected to meet at least once in that month as well. So really like what you're expected is 2 meetings, but the hope is that there's a lot more interaction.
Okay, cool.
Between mentor mentees.
Yeah, so like they could take it out on their own, but at a minimum, they're going to be meeting every month.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And it looks like we have a question from Jim Petrie. He wanted to know if he has a friend and from the creative side, if they could actually be part of the program too.
Yes. Oh yeah. If you're in PR, if you're a creative person, if you're in media, if you're operations, it doesn't matter. Just in the industry, like ad tech, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anything that touches our industry is what we're aiming for. That's like casting that big wide net.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
I think we, we've got a couple minutes left. Those are the 4 questions that I see got asked. Aiden or Zach, if you see any other questions we didn't address, please shoot it over to us and we can address it.
Yeah, and if not, we kind of were thinking like these little shows would be like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe half hour. So it's kind of like whatever.
And this Yeah, and this is supposed to be just a snack, snackable content. We're still doing the big content programs that Bessie's working on, but these are going to be once a month. We're going to have all timely topics. Be prepared for next ones. This is our soft launch. Yeah. So we're really excited.
A lot of blast on this because we just wanted, and if anyone logged on early, you would have saw the weird scramble that happened, which is why we wanted to do a soft launch. But you know what? That's actually a good point, Susan. Topics. If you want us to cover a specific topic or a specific thing that's in the news, let us know. Like, we're happy to take on, anything that you want to throw at us. Don't know that we'll always be able to use it, but it'd be really fun if we were able to give the community what they're asking to see or hear about.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll figure out, we want to also bring on other people to talk with us. So we're trying to figure all that out as well. So if you have something going on and you want the SF Big community to know about it, this could be your platform.
I know we talked about it, Kella, and I don't know if we've made a decision yet, but I think our next topic might be, I'm going to tease it out there, about Clubhouse and how people are using it.
Yeah. So we've been trying to figure out, I'm obsessed with Clubhouse. I think everyone who knows me knows I'm like absolutely obsessed with it. And I really want SF Big to have a Clubhouse club. So that's what we're working on, but we wanted to have a whole conversation about what is Clubhouse, why, and yeah, I think that'll be fun. And then also we talked about IDFA.
Yeah, so I just saw a comment because like my eyes can now see it, but one person just brought up the cookieless world. So instead of doing a huge panel on it, we could do a quick conversation in 30 minutes or less and break it down with some experts on the subject.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, we got a comment saying someone didn't know how great the mentee program was, and this is amazing, and that they're looking forward to participating. If I read that right, if I read that correctly, it didn't stay up too long.
Yay!
And then someone thinks our Aunt Kelly is amazing. I think Sadie.
Hi Sadie, hi Ash.
So I think that might be it. Unless we're missing anything, guys.
Aiden, Zach, nope, they've been quiet on my end. So I guess this wraps up the first big talk.
Yeah, it's a good talking with you, Kel. Next time maybe we'll do
it
in the same room.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. We'll go back to your studio.
Yeah, we'll go back to the studio.
Have Marcin do the lighting.
Yeah, with my husband, the lighting director.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks guys for tuning in.
Take care.